Hi everyone, this is Lori from My File Addiction. Today I'm going to show you how to format a file that's been made in the Silhouette program in order to be able to save it as an SVG file to upload into Cricut Design Space to cut. I get asked a lot from Cricut users on they want to be able to design and what programs are available. You know, many select the Shortcut Slot program, which is a very, very basic program. But another option is the Silhouette Business Edition program. This has a lot more rhinestone fill options, which when you use them, it will give you a little bit better looking design and maybe a little less cleanup to do on your part versus the Shortcut Slot program, which only basically has two fill options. Actually not even two fill options, but just two rhinestone options. One is an outline only and the other one is a basic fill, which is basically kind of a grid pattern. And grid patterns aren't so much, they don't give nice looking designs when it comes to anything with a curve. So the Silhouette program actually has a couple additional rhinestone fill options and allows you to get a little bit nicer looking design. So I do want to state that I did not create this particular design in the Silhouette program. That's not the program that I used to design in. But what I did is I uploaded an SVG, and basically my video is to show you how to format the file. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so basically when you create a rhinestone file, all the circles are going to be individual objects. Okay, the Design Space program cannot accept rhinestone files as all the circles being individual objects. It's a flawed in the program, and it will end up locking up your program. You won't be able to ungroup anything when you send the design to your cut. All of those individual circles will come apart, and the design will not be recognizable anymore. So in order to make it Design Space compatible, we need to permanently group these circles to make them one object. And you're going to do that by color. So the first thing you're going to do in the Silhouette Business Edition program, now you have to be using the Business Edition because that's the only version that allows you to save as an SVG. Okay, so up at the top here is like a artist palette, and it's the select by color panel. So we're going to bring up the panel, and you may have to, it may default to by line, so you may have to select the by fill option here. And basically all you're going to want in your design area is your design, because we're going to be selecting by color, so we don't want anything else to be outside of our design area, and it's going to select that and group it with our other circles. So we're going to select the pink, and as you can see, it selected all of the pink circles. We can either right click on the design, and we need to select Make Compound Path. If you select Group, all that's going to do, basically both of those will group the circles, but the Group option, all it's going to do is it will group the circles, and they will be grouped to use in your Silhouette program. As soon as you save that as an SVG file and you bring the SVG file into another program, it ungroups all the circles. So the grouping option is basically a temporary option. We don't want that. We want to permanently group the circles. So that's when you would select the Make Compound Path. Now if you want to ungroup those circles, there's a up in the object panel here, there's Release Compound Path. And that's how you would, after you've made Compound Path, to ungroup them, you would select the Release Compound Path. Okay, so we are going to right click, and we're going to select Make Compound Path, and we're going to do the same thing with the gray circles. Now, like I said, you can also go into your object and you can select Make Compound Path here. There is a shortcut keys. I've tried them on my computer. The control and then holding down your control and then your E. For me, it's not working, but you can give that a try too. So if we select Make Compound Path, okay, now you can see these are basically two group pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Control Z and I'm gonna bring the design back together. Okay, so now we can get rid of this window. Okay, so now as far as saving our file, we're going to go to File and we're going to select Save As. Okay, we want to save to hard drive. So if we select that option, it's automatically going to default to save to a studio file. So the studio file basically can only be opened by other Silhouette programs. So you don't want to save it as that file format. If you go to the far right, there's an arrow. If you select the arrow, these are all the file formats that you can save in the business edition. Okay, so we want to select SVG, and then what I normally do is, because any file that I know that I want to identify as being Design Space compatible, I go ahead and I add the word Cricut, or you may see the word, if you purchase any of my files, you will see either Cricut or where I've added Cricut-brother to the end of the file formats. Those will identify those as being formatted for those programs. So any file that you purchase of mine that does not have a Cricut or a Cricut brother file, and you try to upload just the traditional SVG file, then you're going to see that all the issues that I explained about it locking up your program. If you manage to get the file into your program, that as soon as you select the Make It, all those circles will disassemble and the design will not be recognizable. Those are the issues that you would see if you try to upload the traditional SVG file. If I have not included it, feel free to send me a message. I will update those files and get you the file format that you need. Okay, so I'm going to select, or after I added the word Cricut to the end of the file name, I'm going to select OK, and it's going to save into the folder that I wanted to save it into. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to launch our Cricut Design Space program. I'm working with the desktop version. I believe that's the only version now that's available. If I select a new project here, I'm going to go into Upload. I'm going to go to Upload Image, select Browse, and now I'm going to look for that file that I added Cricut to the end of the file name. Okay, so I'm going to select that file. I'm going to select Open. I'm going to select Save, and then I'm going to select the file, and I'm going to select Insert Images. And as you can see, it popped in really fast. So I forgot to mention, when you were in your after you save the file in your Silhouette program, it's important that you keep this program open, because what you're going to notice is, we go back to our Silhouette program, our Design Space program. When this file comes in, it comes in at 3.471 by 3.106. Well, I can tell you right now that it has resized this file and made it a lot smaller than the original design. If we go back into our Silhouette program and we either we hold down our left click and we marquee select the entire file so we get both pieces, we can see that this file is 8.803 by 9.839. Okay, so it has dramatically reduced the size of this file. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to resize the file back to the size that it needs to be in the Design Space program. So it's important that you either keep this file up, or if you are doing it at a later date, that you save this file and then you bring this file back up and have both windows open so we can get the correct measurements. So okay, so we're gonna go back and we're gonna put in 9.839 inches for the width. Okay, let's see here. So we're going to leave this file grouped and we're gonna make sure everything's selected. We're gonna go up and we're gonna make sure our proportionate lock is locked. If it's unlocked, that little bar at the top would be open. So we wanna make sure that's closed. And then we're going to override our width and we're going to put in 9.839 for our width. If I hit enter, it will automatically proportionately size it to 8.803, which was 8.803, which was our height in the Silhouette program. So basically that's all you need the Silhouette program to be open for, is to get the measurements. So if we go back into that, so now what we can do is we can select the file, we can select ungroup, and as you can see, if you go over here to your right panel over here, you can see you brought in only two pieces. If you ever see that these come in as all of the individual objects, circles listed, that means you have the wrong file. You want a file that basically has the two pieces that are grouped, okay? So that's another indication whether you've brought in the correct file or not. So if we go to make it, we can see that now it has dispersed and put the pink part of the file on one mat and the gray part of the design on the other mat, and that's it. So I hope this gives you Cricut users the option to use different programs as long as you know how to format the files. If you do buy the Shortcuts a Lot program, I do have a video on my YouTube page that shows you how to format the files using that program too. And I also show you how to format the file using a free program called Inkscape. And Inkscape will, I believe, it resizes the files also, so just like the Silhouette program. And so it would be important that you keep the Inkscape program open when you bring the file into your Design Space program to be able to resize that too. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.